Picture this: a professional bodybuilder doing zero cardio while getting absolutely shredded, and a fitness influencer sweating through 2 hours of daily cardio sessions but barely losing any fat. Sounds backwards, right? Well, stick around because I'm about to reveal the shocking truth about cardio and fat loss that might completely flip everything you thought you knew on its head. Today we're diving deep into one of the most controversial topics in fitness: how much cardio you actually need to lose fat. Some experts swear you don't need a single minute, while others claim you should be doing it religiously every day. After digging through the latest research and speaking with elite natural bodybuilders who've mastered the art of getting ridiculously lean, I've uncovered some pretty mind-blowing findings. But first, let me hit you with a reality check that might sting a little. That cardio session you did this morning, where you burned 300 calories, your body probably didn't actually burn 300 extra calories today. I know, your fitness tracker is telling you otherwise, but hear me out. Here's what happens when you start doing more cardio. Your body becomes incredibly sneaky about conserving energy. It unconsciously reduces your daily movement in subtle ways. You take fewer steps throughout the day, you gesture less when talking, you fidget less at your desk. Your body literally fights against the extra calories you're trying to burn. But it gets worse. Many people also experience diet compensation. They unconsciously eat more after cardio sessions, sometimes completely canceling out the calories they just burned. This means that 300-calorie workout might result in zero net calorie deficit, or even worse, a calorie surplus. Research consistently shows that people who start cardio without changing their diet only lose about 20 to 50% of what they'd expect based on calories burned. This is why you see people doing hours of cardio every week for months, with barely any visible changes. Now you're probably thinking, what about high-intensity interval training? Surely those brutal sprint sessions and metabolic workouts that leave you gasping for air must be better for fat loss than boring steady-state cardio, right? There is a fascinating study published recently comparing different types of cardio for fat loss. They analyzed high-intensity interval training versus moderate-intensity steady-state cardio. The results were eye-opening. First, there was virtually no difference between HIIT and steady-state cardio for fat loss. But here's the really shocking part. Whether people did high-intensity intervals or moderate cardio, there was essentially no fat loss compared to doing nothing at all. We're talking about losing half a pound over 8 weeks of consistent cardio training. The studies showed that people doing high-intensity training averaged just 30 minutes per week, while those doing moderate cardio averaged 120 minutes weekly. Even with 4 times more cardio, the fat loss was practically negligible. But before you throw in the towel on cardio completely, let me show you when it actually becomes powerful. Very high doses of cardio do work for fat loss. Studies where people did 700 calories worth of cardio daily, equivalent to jogging for over an hour every single day, showed significant fat loss results. The problem is obvious. Who has time for that? And more importantly, who can sustain that level of cardio long-term without burning out or getting injured? Here's where the game changes completely. Recent research ranking different fat loss protocols from most to least effective revealed something crucial. Cardio alone, with no dietary changes, ranked as the least effective method for losing fat. But look at the most effective approaches, and you'll notice they all combine exercise with proper nutrition. Think about this practically. It's infinitely easier to eat 500 fewer calories than to try burning 500 extra calories through exercise every day. You could skip one medium bagel with cream cheese, or you could run for 45 minutes on the treadmill. Which sounds more sustainable to you? This is why successful fat loss requires treating cardio as a supplemental tool that enhances your diet, not as the primary method for creating a calorie deficit. Your diet should do the heavy lifting, and cardio should accelerate the process. So how much cardio should you actually be doing? I figured we should learn from the experts who have mastered this balance. Professional natural bodybuilders who get to extremely low body fat levels while maintaining their muscle mass. This is what surprised me. They said they could get through entire contest preparations without doing any cardio at all by simply managing his diet more aggressively. However, including cardio still had distinct advantages. It allows bodybuilders to eat slightly more food while still losing fat. which helps tremendously with the psychological aspects of dieting. Plus, the cardio actually aids recovery between training sessions. They emphasize something that most people completely overlook: daily step count. They treat walking as the foundation of their cardio approach, not just formal exercise sessions. For getting to very low body fat percentages, here's what these experts recommend. Start with a baseline of 7,000 steps per day. Most people who want to get truly lean will need to add 4 to 5 cardio sessions per week, ranging from 30 to 45 minutes each. But remember, this is for getting shredded, not just losing some belly fat. And they don't jump from 0 cardio to 5 sessions per week immediately. They build up gradually over time, only adding more cardio when fat loss stalls and they're no longer making progress. The type of cardio matters too. Some prefer low-impact, steady-state activities like elliptical machines or stationary bikes. These methods minimize fatigue and allow them to maintain their strength training performance, which is crucial for preserving muscle mass during a diet. This brings up a critical point about resistance training. While cardio doesn't burn as many calories as most people think, weight training serves a different but equally important purpose during fat loss. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body needs to burn something for energy. It can choose muscle, fat, or a combination of both. Lifting weights sends a powerful signal to your body that you need your muscle mass, encouraging it to preferentially burn fat for energy instead. This is probably why research shows that combining diet with resistance training is one of the most effective fat loss methods, sometimes even outperforming diet plus cardio combinations. Think of effective fat loss as a 3-part system: proper nutrition creating the calorie deficit, resistance training preserving muscle mass, and cardio accelerating the process and providing health benefits. For most people starting out, I recommend beginning with a baseline of 7,000 steps per day, combined with a well-structured diet and resistance training program. This foundation alone should initiate fat loss for most individuals. Once you're consistent with those habits, you can add 2 to 3 20-minute cardio sessions per week. While the bodybuilders I interviewed preferred cycling and elliptical work, you have many options available. I personally love variety, so I rotate between incline walking, cycling, and swimming throughout the week. The key is choosing activities you genuinely enjoy and can recover from well. Sustainability trumps intensity every single time when it comes to long-term results. As your body adapts and progress slows, you can choose to either reduce calories slightly, add more cardio, or increase your daily step count to continue losing fat. You repeat this process until you reach your desired physique. However, there's a crucial mistake that most people make once they reach their goal weight, and it's actually when cardio becomes most important for long-term success. Most people unfortunately regain at least some of the weight they lose after completing their diet. The biggest error people make is completely stopping all the cardio and activity they were doing during their fat loss phase. You don't need to maintain the same intense cardio schedule you used while cutting, but keeping some level of activity going can prevent significant weight regain. Cardio appears to help regulate hunger signals and slightly increases your daily calorie burn, making weight maintenance much easier. Research shows that doing just 150 minutes of activity per week, which can include your resistance training, is sufficient to prevent weight regain. If you're already hitting that target with your gym sessions, additional cardio can provide extra benefits that seem to maximize around 7,000 to 9,000 steps per day. Most importantly, view cardio as something you do for overall health and well-being, not just fat loss. The cardiovascular benefits, improved mood, better sleep, and enhanced recovery are valuable regardless of whether you're trying to lose weight or maintain it. Your cardio doesn't need to be complicated or extreme to be effective. Consistency with moderate amounts will always beat sporadic, intense efforts that you can't maintain long-term. The bottom line is this: cardio can be an incredibly effective tool for fat loss, but only when used properly as part of a comprehensive approach. Don't expect it to work miracles on its own, and don't rely on it as your primary fat loss strategy. Instead, use it to supplement a solid diet and weight training program. Think of fat loss like building a house. Your diet is the foundation, weight training is the frame, And cardio is the finishing touches that make everything look better. You can't build a house starting with the paint job, but once you have a solid foundation and structure, those finishing touches can make all the difference. So start with the basics, get your diet dialed in, establish a consistent weight training routine, and maintain a reasonable daily step count. From there, strategically add cardio as needed to accelerate your progress and enhance your overall health. Your future self will thank you for taking this balanced, sustainable approach rather than jumping on the cardio hamster wheel of doom. Check out this video for more.